Well, it's fall here on the homestead, and one of the last things that we need to do before we are all done with our fall prep is to pick the apples. Now, we've already done a lot of apples. We have made apple cider, we've made apple sauce, we've made canned apple pie filling, we've dehydrated apples, we've freeze-dried apples. But now we want to get these winter ripening apples in for fresh eating. So I'm going to show you how I do it. It's really, really easy. First, you're gonna need some coolers. They have to be completely dry and you're gonna want them to be pretty clean. You also need a good quality apple. Now, these are some Red Delicious and they are nice and crisp and firm. Now, these apples don't get all the way sweet or all the way ripe until they've sat in storage for at least a few weeks. So we've waited until after a couple of light frosts to be able to harvest these because that just helps their flavor to develop a whole lot. And then we're gonna get these packed into our coolers, making sure everything is completely dry. One of the things that's super important when you're picking apples for long storage is to make sure that they don't get bruised. Don't toss them into anything. Don't pick up the windfall apples. Just make sure that you are grabbing really good quality apples without any blemishes and that you do it really carefully.
Look at what we found, a bird nest.
Once you have your apples all picked, go ahead and gently place them into your cooler. It's fine if they touch each other. Now, this cooler is going to get really heavy once it gets filled with apples, so make sure you either fill it in its final place or you have some strong people to help you go ahead and move it once it gets all filled up. If you get any leaves on your apple while you're picking, it's best to go ahead and pop those off so that they don't start rotting down while they're in storage. Apples freeze right at about 26 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's important that you get them off the tree after a light frost or two, but before it gets to that bottom 26 degrees where they're going to freeze kind of solid. Oh, but look, when we get ones like these, we don't want to put them in, okay?
We gotta go get hay.
Okay, okay.
All right, see you later.
We have got the last of our apples coming off the tree right now, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 good-sized coolers of apples. All of the apples that hit the ground while we were picking, all of those guys we're gonna pick up and we're gonna use for cider here. So we're gonna steam juice those or press those and turn them into apple cider. Probably gonna make some hard cider with those. And we're gonna can some sweet cider that'll stay on the shelf ready for hot apple cider all winter long. But these guys, we're gonna get their lids on, but not closed down. That's really important. You wanna keep some airflow in these And you want to make sure that any moisture can escape rather than building up and becoming, condensation on the inside and then getting things wet and allowing them to start molding. So we're going to move these into our uninsulated garage space. And even though we have temperatures here that sometimes dip down into -20 degrees Fahrenheit, these will last in the coolers in that uninsulated garage all the way through winter. They're going to stay nice and cold, but they shouldn't freeze. And we're going to be able to grab from these whenever we want some fresh apples, which is a wonderful treat. We've eaten these apples all the way until March before just by doing this exact thing. Now it is important to notice there's that old saying, one bad apple will spoil the whole batch, and that is absolutely true. That's a very true saying. It's absolutely true of apples. If you get into your apples and you notice any of them are getting soft or moldy or mushy, you want to make sure to sort through them all and make sure to get all the bad ones out so that you don't lose a whole cooler full of apples. You guys, this is a great way to keep fresh eating apples ready to go all winter long. And if you want to know another really cool historical technique for saving food through the winter, check out this video right here.